Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your humble host, Fizz Ed Music, and this right here is Urban Politics. I want to thank you all for liking and subscribing. Please, as soon as you have a chance, take your cell phone over to YouTube, like and subscribe. Fizz Ed Music, Urban Politics. But without further ado, I want to jump right into it like a car and drive because there's all types of tasty and delicious politics to sink our teeth into. First of all, I want to talk about an extremely intelligent young brother by the name of Dennis Barnes. This 16-year-old got 185 college acceptances. You heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty sure he's in the Guinness Book of World Record for most college acceptances. He got 185 of them. Brother, 16 years old. He's going to Cornell. He wants to. His major is going to be computer science and criminal justice. Right. Um, Said he wants to be a lawyer dealing with NFT laws. So that right there lets you know this is a young enterprising brother. Said he want to be a lawyer that deals with like technology, more specifically NFTs and NFT laws and the legalities and legislation and such around NFTs. Wow. Um, he received 10 million in scholarship offers. He attends the International High School of New Orleans, which is interesting, you know what I'm saying? Because, well, first, let's keep talking about him a little bit. He has a 4.98 GPA, graduated 2 years early. He said as he applied to more and more schools and got more acceptance letters, he became more intrigued. He said he chose Cornell because it's the best Ivy League school for engineering. And that blows me away. But right there, I want to pause right there. It says the best, you know what I'm saying, Ivy League school for engineering. That's bright right there. That's super smart. But then it's interesting how this brother's from New Orleans. Another cat who's super smart and super intelligent. I mean, crazy intelligent, who's from New Orleans. Lil Wayne. Extremely smart. They talked about how Lil Wayne was so intelligent that he could have been a scientist. He really could have been anything he wanted to be. This brother poised to become probably one of the greater minds of our generation. You know, of his generation for sure. You know what I'm saying? So this brother is on track to really be just a big name in science or whatnot. 185 college acceptances. Ladies and gentlemen, it's hard to get one. This brother got 185 of them. $10 million worth of places wanting to throw him money for him to come and study and learn at their university. Why? Makes them look good. You know what I'm saying? If a college is willing to throw you money so that you can come to their place and get your degree or whatever, it's because your scores and your performance is making them look better. Know that. So that's how attractive, you know what I'm saying, academically this young man is, that these places are throwing him money, say, please come learn over here because your scores and your intelligence will make our university look better. He chose Cornell. Hats off to him. That was a great choice. That was real smart. His advice, though, check this out. First of all, when I read this article, I was so impressed with this young brother. Not just because he's 16 and he'd already graduated. Not just because Martin Luther King was 16 when he graduated, right? But so he's smart. Not just because his GPA was 4.98, which is really good. These are all impressive things. But listen to this. His advice was to keep God first. And in the article, he said, I understand that everybody's not religious. This is a quote. He said, I understand that everybody is not religious. He said, but try to keep God first. That's what's worked for me. I love this guy. I love this young man because right here he said, look, I understand you might not be a Christian. No big deal. All I'm saying is try to keep God first and be a good person. That's what's worked for me. And you see, I'm doing all right. He's doing real good. And I'm so proud of this young brother. Remember the name, Dennis Barnes, coming straight out of New Orleans, same place as Cash Money, same place as Lil Wayne, another extremely intelligent brother. So I guess maybe there's something going on in New Orleans. Maybe there's something in the water. I don't know what it is, but they turning out some intelligent minded people. And if you don't believe me about Lil Wayne, listen to one of his songs. You'll see right there. That brother is quick. Quick with the lingo, wicked with the pen. The brother's extremely intelligent. This guy comes from the same soil and he is extremely intelligent. So I had to shine a light on that. A lot of times I'm talking about crazy off the hook things that young people are doing that are kind of negative in the news. I want to shine a light on a young black male doing something extremely positive. He was very humble, very well spoken, and just had good advice for anybody with ears. This guy, Like I said, remember the name, Dennis Barnes. Moving on, let's talk about King Charles. Let's talk about the king over there in England. And we'll talk about his coronation, right? Kind of problematic. It is what it is. It's history. If you had, I don't know, a couple of days, it wasn't that long, but it was kind of long. I caught snippets of it or whatever on the news because I'm not going to sit through it. But, they were talking about how it was, so steeped in tradition. And there are, I think, what do they call them? Anglophiles. Yeah, and these are people who get in to like English history and English traditions and such like that. So I'm sure there's plenty of them in America, and I'm sure they were watching and waiting with bated breath for him to finally get, coronated as the new king of England. So he's King Charles III, I'm pretty sure. People say, why or what place does the monarchy have in a modern world? That is a good question. A lot of people have asked that. I kind of asked that myself too, because they're just figureheads. They don't do anything. They're not pushing any legislation. They're not helping any legislation. It doesn't seem like they do anything, you know what I'm saying, but just be seen and just be a part of that royal family. The Queen of England, since the time she was a little girl to the time she was a very, 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 very old girl, very, very old lady, what did she do? She set up in that palace. She wore stolen jewelry. She went to a whole lot of, interviews and stuff like that. They colonized a whole lot of places. But, you know what I'm saying? Really, what is their place in a modern world? What place do they have? What need do they have in a modern world? You know what I'm saying? The people who are, quote unquote, ruled by them, they're going to have to discuss that amongst themselves and figure out, do we still need a monarchy in 2023? Support is waning for the monarchy. It should. Some people say, and I heard them saying this, King Charles, he was like in a parade and he was going through the streets and there was a dude who, got through all the people or whatever. And he said, King Charles, what do you have to say when, your family lived lavish, in a big mansion, but then there are people in the streets of London who are starving and can't eat? That's real, ain't it? And then there were people around there like, oh, kind of like, why would you bring that up now? We're praising the guy. He's about to become king. And then you bring in some truth. Anybody want to hear the truth right now? They're like, we're praising our will-be king. And you coming in with all that truth and facts. We don't need that right now, sir. But that's something that's going on over there too. They're like, come on, man, these people living real high on the people's dime, and there are people in the streets hungry who aren't eating, who are starving. They got some of the same problems over there that we got over here, but the thing, they got a monarchy. So here's people who didn't do anything but be born into a family. Now our tax dollars ensure that they live like kings and queens, literally. People might have a problem with that. Looks like some people do. So there's that. History of colonization is now problematic and embarrassing for the family. Now, none of this is new. Everybody knows that, England went around everywhere claiming things in the name of the Queen. God save the Queen. Everybody knows they was doing that. This is not new knowledge, but of course times have changed and now everything is problematic and everything is toxic and everything is bad. So now people have shined a light on a lot of these injustices. I'm not holding any water for the Queen at all. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. They done went around the world doing a whole bunch of egregious and horrible things. Now people are wanting to shine a light on it and hold their feet to the fire. Guess what? They call it comeuppance. There goes some for you too. You know what I'm saying? Royal family. I guess they probably thought for years they'd do these little evil things and nobody would care. Now it looks like people care. Sucks to be you. But you know what I'm saying? That is called getting your just desserts. Eat up. Eat up. It's your just desserts. Eat up. So, once again, that's why I say I'm holding no water for the Queen, but all I'm saying is that's what's going on now. It wasn't so much going on even a couple of years ago. But like I said, with the internet and Generation Z and things being like they are, like I said, there's a light being shined on a lot of her injustices, and they are egregious. You know what I'm saying? And she doesn't get to just step away and be like, I was the Queen. No, all that stuff was done in your name, and you were well aware of what was going on. So now people want to hold you and your son accountable. That is what it is. That's kind of problematic, though, for their monarchy. And then the issues they've had with Meghan Markle, and I don't think anybody will ever forget, saying Prince Henry. I hope I'm getting his name. Prince Henry talking about, and then someone asked how dark would the baby be. I gotta laugh when I hear that. And I laugh because then, of course, Chris Rock, he came under fire because he made the joke saying that ain't racist. He said that's some in-law-ish. He's like, because even black people want to know how dark is the baby going to be. But really, you know what that is? That's just sad. All that means is that white supremacist has got all of us by the neck. Because that is true. Chris Rock is 100% correct. Even black people want to know how dark is the baby going to be. Why? Because we know, as my father told me a long, long time ago when I was a little boy, he said, son, he said, depending on how light or dark your skin is depending on how hard or easy you'll have it on the planet. And that's just true. It's that cut and dry. You don't even necessarily have to be white. But if you're lighter skinned, things will probably be a little bit easier. Welcome to society. Welcome to white supremacy. It is what it is, right? So even black people want to know, how dark is the baby gonna be? That's hilarious. That's so funny because it's true. Funny because it's true, right? So all of those things going on with King Charles, that was the reason that Harry Styles, didn't want to perform at his coronation. The Spice Girls didn't want to perform at his coronation. Could not get Elton John. I think he was knighted by the Queen. I think I saw that on TV where she hit him with the sword thing and all that good stuff. He didn't want to play at the coronation. All these people know where their bread is buttered, and some of them are liberals for real. So they ain't feeling all that garbage, you know what I'm saying, that the Queen in England has done run around everywhere, colonized everybody and all that stuff too. So that is what it is. Moving on. Let's talk about Donald Trump. I want to talk about some real life thug outcasts, some real thugs, right? Let's talk about Donald Trump. All right, Donald Trump, and I got this from D.L. Hughley. This is an interesting point that he made. I thought it was so hilarious. You will too. Check it out. He said, Donald Trump has 34 felony counts of fraud. 34 felony counts of fraud, right? So there's that. He has a civil case, which is a rape case. That's also in court too right now. Civil case is a rape case. He's got a Georgia RICO case going on right now. We all know about that. Same sister in Georgia who coming after Young Thug and them is also coming after Trump. You know what I'm saying? So she's all about getting the thugs and the G's, right? So he has more charges than Young Thug. Why is he not known as Old Thug? That's what D.L. Hughley said. I think he was talking to Vlad, the butcher. Let me tell you something. You know why he is not known as Old Thug. Because he is an old white male. And on some level, I kind of think he digs all this. I kind of think him, I think all of these guys, you know, it's like the rock song from the 1975. I've quoted it on my show once before. I'll quote it again. Like excited to be indicted. A lot of these guys, they're excited to be indicted. They're living out some kind of gangster, hardcore fantasy of theirs or something, right? Now it's funny and it's all an illusion because they don't end up doing perp walks like real G's. You know what I'm saying? Like real G's in the hood. They don't get arrested while they're at dinner with their families and drug out of the house at 6 in the afternoon for everybody in the neighborhood to see. Or better yet, at 6 in the morning, like Ice-T says, 6 in the morning, police said, my dog. Trump and them don't get that type of treatment, do they? No, you know what I'm saying? They get all day to turn themselves in whenever they feel like it, whenever they get around to it. But my point is, they love living that way. This also goes back to, and I've talked about it on the show before, how they gonna come to, or no, was it some article I was reading? This is a million years ago, before Trump. I was probably thinking about presidency, but before any of us ever thought about him being president. And he gonna say some stupid stuff talking about if I could die and come back as anything, I'd die and come back as a young black male. Because there's so much opportunity for them. When I look at 50 Cent, I'm like, there's so much opportunity for them. I was like, somebody smack that dude in his mouth. Because he know for every 50 Cent, there's 30 million brothers living in a box somewhere. Don't give me that crap about you come back black. You already know, and you know how you treated black people. You would not come back as one of us. So cut the games. I really kind of looked at that as like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, really, that's kind of a diss, man. This guy trying to be funny. Nobody else catching the joke. I catch it, and I don't think it's funny at all. You know what I'm saying? But Trump be trumping. So my point is with all that, though, He digs this. You know, when he makes a little joke to his staffers and stuff, talking about shit, he, smile when he's getting arrested during the perp walk. He's taking all this for joke. He's thumbing his nose at the system, just like John Gotti. But you see what happened to John Gotti. They got him eventually, didn't they? Right? So we'll see what happens to Trump. Trump got a whole lot of money, and he definitely has the complexion for the protection. So probably ain't too much gonna happen to him, but it would at least be a pretty good end to this egregious novel that is Donald J. Trump if he rotted in jail. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, because like I said, he got a whole lot of money. He got the complexion for the protection. We'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But it's interesting how he ain't old thug. You know what I'm saying? This is young thug, and young thug ain't even thugging like old thug. You know what I'm saying? But he get to still be Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Somehow he get to still run for president. Still run for president, ladies and gentlemen. Think about that. In 2024, probably when you go up to that computer kiosk to cast your vote, it will probably be either for Joe Biden or Donald Trump. And how sad is that here in America? What is going on? That is sad. It's really sad on both sides for different reasons. Now, you know what I'm saying? I ain't poo-pooing Biden because, like I said, the only drawback Biden's got is that he's old. And in this country, that ain't a drawback because we obviously like old white men as presidents. That's all we've ever had. So that is what it is. But Trump? Really? So you'd vote? And then that too. Oh my goodness. I think I left those numbers out. I didn't bring them here to you all, ladies and gentlemen. You can Google this though. They said 1 in 5 people believe that Trump should be held accountable for the things that he's done, but said that they'd still vote for him. Listen to what I just told you. 1 in 5 people said that yes, he should be held accountable for his crimes, but they would still vote for the man. What is going on in this country? What is going on in this country? I don't know if people are asleep at the wheel or they just don't care or what. But you know what I'm saying? Elections matter. Votes matter. Wow. You know what I'm saying? But it's sad that that's where we're at around here. And I guess at the end of the day, some people are of that Trump mind to let's just blow the system up. Just blow it up, right? So, I don't know. Moving on, because that's downright depressing, ain't it? Moving on, let's talk about, on a lighter note, the border. He said sarcastically. Let's talk about the border. Title 42 is running out. The Trump administration used this Title 42 essentially to override immigration law that allowed people to ask for asylum after entering illegally, and said we could send them back if we wanted to, saying that taking migrants in was a health risk. So this is why all that COVID stuff was going on, right? So that was the point. That was what was kind of getting them out, because legally, even if you're caught illegally trying to cross the border, you could still be like, well, no, I'm seeking asylum because, I fear for my life going back home, whatever, right? And then, and a lot of people say that, and then that's what a lot of these congressmen say, they ain't fearing for their life, they're just trying to get into America. Well, I do believe that some of them, most of them, are definitely fearing for their life, because you know what's going on in some of these countries, some of these third world countries, it ain't nothing nice. You know what I'm saying? So saying they risking living life to get over here, yeah, because they want a better life, but yeah, just because they want a life. Some of them to stay home means they end up dead and gone, right? So they got to move. So that is what it is. So that was a law that the Trump administration was using, because they're saying, oh, it's a health risk for us to take these migrants in. So as soon as they come and seek asylum, we got to get them out. Send them right back to wherever they came from, either their country or if they went through Venezuela or somewhere else to get here, we'll send them back to Venezuela, but we got to get them out of here because it's a health risk, because we're dealing with a health emergency called COVID-19. Well, now COVID-19 is going, says the CDC. We're done with that. Done with that pesky COVID-19. No more of that. So now it's running out. They kind of got to let it run out because like no more COVID-19. So now they said Biden was sending 1,500 troops to the border. They're talking about how since 2020 there have been 2 million expulsions, and they were using this Title 42 is a backdrop for that. That's how they were getting that off. So that means 2 million migrants were either caught illegally or probably even legally trying to come in here, and they expelled them, spit them right back out to their country. Why? Because keeping them would have been a health risk. And Title 42 says that we can do that because we're dealing with COVID right now. We don't need no extra breathing or coughing up in here to get people sick. See what I'm saying? But now that's gone. So now we got to figure out another way to put a Band-Aid on this broken system, because that's all they do, ladies and gentlemen, is continue to put a Band-Aid on our broken immigration system. And you ask yourself, like I ask myself, like everybody else asks themselves, when are they going to fix this broken immigration system? Well, probably the 12th of never. Because and I've talked about it on this show ad nauseum. I'll talk about it some more. Both sides benefit. You know what I'm saying, from no immigration policy. Both sides benefit. You know, you have Republicans who want the cheap and free labor, and then you have Democrats who want the votes. Somebody prove me wrong. If that's wrong, then somebody prove it. But that's what Chris Matthews said, and if you notice, he ain't on the air no more. That's probably a big piece of why. You know what I'm saying, dropping truth bombs like that one right there. But that's real. And when I sat back and thought about it, I was like, wow, he's right. Because for a long time, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of y'all, I thought, nah, it's Republicans. They're the ones blocking immigration. Yeah, they are. But Democrats, they do it too. You know what I'm saying? And why are they doing it? Well, not, or why are they for immigration? You know, and Democrats aren't necessarily for immigration because it's a humanitarian thing to do. It's who we are as a country. Some of that. But the biggest piece is that, hey, guess what? When them immigrants come over here, they're going to be poor folk. Poor folk usually vote Democratic, and the Democrats want the votes. That's real. You ain't got to be a rocket scientist to put that together. And Republicans are like, we like the free and cheap labor. Ask Donald Trump. Right? He got plenty of immigrants working for him, that free and cheap labor. They love it. Everybody loves it. Why do you think slavery was the bomb? For 100 plus years. Everybody loves free or cheap labor. Welcome to America. All right, that is my time, ladies and gentlemen. But before I get out of here, hold up. Let me hit you with my IPA of the week, because this is fresh right here. Check this out. First of all, the name. Stacy's mom. Stacy's mom has got it going on. If you old like me, you remember that song. But that song ain't got nothing to do with this beer. This beer is delicious. It's a Centra IPA. I guess made by Evil Genius. Whoa. And it is 7.5% alcohol. This is really, really good stuff. Now, let me see here if I can read what it says here. It says, you're in love with this beer. That's presumptuous for that to say that I'm in love with this beer. You're in love with this beer. One of our year-round flagship beers. Stacy's Mom is an IPA with low bitterness and lots of hop flavor. It's dry hopped entirely with Centra, which you may have guessed, gets its name from its strong citrus notes. You're so smart. Evil Genius. Oh my goodness. Making Stacy's Mom. Hey, this Stacy's Mom has got it going on. For real. This is some good stuff right here. It's delicious. As you can see, it's all gone because I loved it. I loved on it until it was gone, ladies and gentlemen. Stacy's Mom, you got a little bit of money in your pocket. Go get this at 7.5%. My Lord. 7.5% alcohol, so you are going to feel it. Yeah, you drink one of them tall cans, you're probably done for the night. You're good. Stick a fork in you, you're done. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. So, what can I say, ladies and gentlemen? I want to thank you all for liking and subscribing as you do. Please, as soon as you have a chance, take your cell phone over to YouTube, like and subscribe, Phys Ed Music, Urban Politics, and what can I say, ladies and gentlemen? As always, see you around like a donut.